Who, as we remember, traded back from 10 to 12 with the Philadelphia Eagles, who went up and got Smith. Cowboys go Penn State linebacker Micah Parsons, and at one time he was the favorite to be the first defensive player off the board, and some mocks didn't have him going until the 20s. Pete, what do you think of this pick?
I don't like this pick, but this is maybe sending a message that we know their linebackers didn't play that well last year. Jalen Smith dropped off in production, wasn't as good. Leighton Vander Esch has been injury plagued, and I think that's the concern is Leighton Vander Esch. I don't think he's healthy enough. He's had some neck injuries, and that's always concerning. So this tells me that they want to upgrade the guys who played last year. I probably would have went in a different direction. I think they had a bunch of ways to go. The corners went off the board, so they clearly were not happy with that. But I probably would have drafted an offensive lineman here rather than take Micah Parsons.
Would have made sense to take Rashawn Slater,
Correct.
4 different spots. But also Sean Lee retiring, that factors into it as well, losing another key member.
And he wasn't on the field that much.
But still,
they're healthy.
Another part of that linebacking group, that was a key contributor for them when they were successful a couple years ago. So, look, Parsons is, as they showed you last year, too, they didn't need to take CeeDee Lamb. They took a player that was, in their opinion, best player on the board and, enhanced their offense. So hopefully Micah Parsons enhances their defense. But, yeah, you saw the reason why they traded back after seeing Horn and Surtain come off the board. Easy to see the direction that they were going. So they move back and they take a player who was probably next best for them. Again, maybe not the best fit, but hopefully makes their team better.
Dak Prescott signed that 4-year, $160 million contract extension with the contract for 6 years, but it's voidable down to 4. And Dak saying this on CBS Sports Radio: I'm trusting the front office. They know what they're talking about. I think it'll be a heavy defensive draft for us. I think it's obvious you go defense and make our team better on that side. Seems pretty obvious. Let's go over to the quarterback room. Guys, you're Dak. You know they're going defense in this draft, but how do you feel about that first defensive player being Micah Parsons?
I mean, I would think cornerback in that spot, and that's one where, I kind of brought up Caleb Farley before. They passed on it at 10, they trade back out of the spot, and then they end up taking a guy like Micah Parsons, who I know they've got probably a high grade on, and Pete kind of touched on Leighton Vander Esch, but the bottom line is more snaps than not. You only got 2 linebackers on the field in the first place, and then now you're even seeing more than that. You're seeing different variety of nickel, dime, sub packages that defenses are playing where you might only have 1 on the field. So if that's the case, cornerback, you have options there. Maybe you feel like you're overdrafting Tyson Campbell, Asante Samuel, or Farley considering the back issues. But, for me, it was kind of interesting that they would choose to go with this player at this spot, in particular because of his off-the-field issues. And it's not like the Dallas Cowboys haven't had a number of players with that sort of thing going on.
And I think that has a lot to do with this, because I think you're talking about the M with the medical and the C with character. There's definitely some character concerns with Micah Parsons, but Jerry Jones has been known to take risks on players for both reasons, for medical and character concerns. And I'm high on Micah Parsons. I think he's an incredible player. I think he can make an impact right away for this Cowboys teams. I have concerns about character off the field.
At least he was smart.
But I think you're looking at a player that could come in and have an instant impact. A player that, if he didn't have those character concerns, might have been the first defensive player taken in this draft. So, and I know positional value, the defensive back, the run on those guys ahead of him, takes priority. But I think you're seeing a phenomenally athletic player who come in and make an impact right away.
I think the interesting thing, too, is, how does he help them get better at the 2 things I think they struggled with the most last year? Pass rush, coverage.
Okay.
I mean, now he is a guy that can match up with tight ends and running backs. Like I'll say that he kind of reminds me a little bit of a guy who was drafted in my year, Patrick Willis. Like he's got some of that sideline to sideline athleticism. He's a tackling machine. When he does blitz, he's able to get to the quarterback. He's effective. But again, I think when you still look at this defense, they didn't cover well enough. They didn't rush well enough. And this is a draft where I think you've got some coverage players at this point. And this might have been the part of the draft, too, where I'm starting to look at a guy like Kwity Paye. If I've got some injury concerns and I'm willing to overlook that, Jalen Phillips had a phenomenal
injury concerns.
Pro day. He's maybe a player I'd look at that spot. So that's the one curious thing to me. And look, I know everyone talks about, we want to trade back, get more picks. You got to find a trade partner. It takes 2 to tango. And in this particular case, I wonder if Dallas wanted to even trade back further to potentially still identify a spot where, like, Micah Parsons is a player that I think they maybe still could have gotten somewhere in the middle or later portion of this round.
Pete, what was the grade for Parsons?
B-.
Okay. So you didn't.
No, I don't hate it, and I get it because they have, Leighton Vander Esch has the injury issues, and Jalen Smith didn't play that well last year. I understand it, but I'm with Brady. There had to be other options that would better fit this team right now.
Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Jobu. What's up, Jobu and Joe Bear in the house? And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Can you hear me? Can y'all hear me? Wait. Let me do a mic check.
Mic sound nice, check 1. My mic sound nice, check 2. My mic sound nice, check 3. Are you ready?
Are you ready, Mike? Guys, you don't know how happy. I'm so happy tonight because Michael Anthony Fitness has graced me with his presence. What's up?
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
In retrospect, were they right? Were they right? Were they right about Micah Parsons?
Micah Parsons was in need. He was in need.
Okay.
He was
I bring that. You know what? I played that clip because, let's face it, it's the offseason. Although, you know what happens tomorrow, Mike? What? You don't know what happens tomorrow? Tomorrow is the first day that you can franchise tag a player.
Oh.
You got 2 weeks.
I thought tomorrow was the draft.
No.
For the USFL.
Is it? Oh.
But I mean, who's going to really watch that? I'm not.
When do they start playing?
I think in April.
Do they? That soon? Well, we got all. Okay.
I'm just saying though, but it's like
Alexander Negron, dude. You know what? Your piece is dry. It's dry tomorrow. Well, I won't be here tomorrow. Tomorrow evening when I get back, I'm gonna sand your piece and it's going out, bro. It'll be going out on Wednesday, man. It looks good. It looks good, man. It looks good. And in fact, I got okay. This isn't Alexander's. This is actually Ernest Ellsbury's one over there. You know, the Corvette. Oh my God, that one is like a true work of art. You know, I'm proud of those things. I'm so proud of those things. Okay, they're my babies. You just look, Alexander. You better take care of it.
you should.
And I want to see a picture of it in his new home because they one of my babies.
Yeah, because you actually did those ones by yourself. Actually learned how to do it. So
Are you trying to make fun of me?
No. I'm just saying you should feel proud that you did those without me. You should feel proud that you finally learned how to use your machine. I'm giving you props. I'll give you props because you learned how to do it by yourself.
I'm giving you props, Pop. Okay, you know what? I hope Gina got that room ready for you, bro. I hope because you're skating on thin ice there, bro. You skating on thin ice.
I'm just giving you props.
All right, here we are, guys. Tomorrow is USFL draft day.
I'm not watching this.
Okay.
I'm not watching.
Well, you know we're gonna be. Hey, we got work to do.
That's right.
You got a lot. You behind on your work, son.
Hey,
You behind.
That's tomorrow's problem.
I had to bust my ass while you were gone.
That's tomorrow's
Okay.
problem,
Well, let me shout out to the ladies. What's up, Angelica Barron? What's up, Angelica? There's Marylon Washington. What's up?
Oh,
And Victor Westfall with the first super chat of the night.
Take the money out, all of it.
There you go. You're in her. You know what? You know what we're gonna do? I'll tell you what. We're gonna do something special. It's the off season. It's the off season. Let me do this again here. All right. Now the Corvette. You see the Corvette over there? That's not for you guys. That again is Ernest Ellsbury. But do you see to the right of it? The camera's only showing half of it. But that is a Jobu helmet, one of my cutting boards. Okay, I'm gonna give that one away on Friday. That one's gonna be given away on Friday. Anybody that does a super chat or becomes a channel member on any of the live streams between now and Friday, I'm gonna give that away.
I thought you were gonna be out of town Friday.
Oh shit. Well, we might be able to do it remotely. Can you run the board from here and I can Zoom call in?
I don't know how to do all that stuff.
Oh. You mean you can't run it without me?
Well, see, this is your specialty.
Oh, okay. Cowboys up north. What's up, Cowboys up north?
Almost 2 years. Almost 2 years.
Oh, you can't run. Oh, but all the stuff that you got over there, you can't bring me in. John Jones is added to the list. Okay, there we go. But I'll figure it out. I may have to call you and Zoom you in, so you can do that. We'll have to work on it because I got to fix that shower. Here it is, my stepdaughter's house.
We'll figure it out Friday.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Okay, let's get back to the ladies. Gina Thorne. What's up, Gina? How you doing, Gina? And we got to make there's Roland's review. What's up, Roland? We got to work on the man cave side, learning how we do the shapes and stuff on the top of it. But the first one we're gonna do is actually gonna be for She Shed, for Gina Thorne, because she's gonna be the practice one. We're gonna practice on Gina. Speaking of practice, you know what also happened today, right? The XFL, and can you smell what The Rock is cooking? You know they partnered up with the NFL. I'm wondering. Actually, I'm wondering if because I didn't realize that the USFL's draft was tomorrow. I'm wondering if the NFL did that to try and steal some of the thunder from the USFL. To go ahead and just kind of put that shoulder into it. You know what I'm saying? That they kind of said, you know what, we're gonna bitch slap you guys. We're gonna back the XFL and The Rock because he's cooking. I think I think that must be why they did that. But see, here's the thing.
For the safety portion of the rules. That's the rule.
I don't know that they're really partners. That's kind of like saying that your dog is the part. No, that'd be too good. That if you worked in a medical facilities testing lab rats, that you're a partner with the rats. Now, you need the rats to go ahead and find out if the pharmaceuticals are going to make you grow a third boob or something like that, right? So you need you need them, but they're not really partners. And see, that's what the XFL is going to be. That's going to be the proving ground for the NFL. They're going to go ahead and try some of the new rules out and stuff like that, seeing how they implement it. They said player safety. So I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do on player safety. They're going to try out like new helmets and things like that, new cameras.
They got the Sky Cam from the XFL the first go around.
Well, they definitely the lab rats for the NFL. All right, so we've got the draft for the XFL tomorrow.
The USFL.
I'm sorry, the USFL.
Yeah, I'm not watching.
Okay, we've got the beginning of signing franchise tag players tomorrow, right? And next week we have Lola. What's up, Lola?
Over 2 years.
Over 2 years. Lola with all the love and the hot sauce. What's up, Lola? The Huddle Cam. You know what? I tell you what I hope they test out. How about we have in the headset for the officials a damn buzzer that goes off whenever the play clock is done? How about that? Because you know how many times I've seen teams that have like gone past, the 30 the play clock, and the officials are still sitting there like, okay, we got to. You're talking about a $20 billion a year industry, and you guys can't get the damn basics calls done.
Well, of course they don't, because they have their favorites.
Derek Young, what's up, man? Bobby Ice, what's up, Bobby Ice? Washington Command. Oh my God, you were right, Nick, when you said Washington Commanders away, because you need to just go away. You just listen. They need. Oh, Aisha Robinson, sorry. What's up, Aisha? You need to just go away. Just go someplace else, man, because you guys just suck.
That might get a broke-down quarterback, too, if he gets released.
Well, I have something interesting, okay?
That'd be hilarious.
No, I got something interesting here, because right now we're out there. Everybody's out there playing musical quarterbacks. We don't need one, although some Cowboy fans will say, go get Russell Wilson. If we just have Russell Wilson, we'll win the Super Bowl. But you know what's funny? I saw this today. I was actually going to do a video on this, and I didn't. But you want to hear something that just literally will freaking blow your mind? Seriously. It blew my mind when I saw this. I was like, no. Okay, so just listen to me here for a second. Washington, you guys, Nick at night, buddy. I know you've heard the rumors about Carson Wentz, right?
If he gets
that
released.
you're so desperate that you may go for Carson Wentz.
If he gets released, you have to remember that part.
Yeah, y'all really slumming. You're really slumming. Now, last week it was all Russell Wilson talk, right?
You have to give up.
Bobby Ice, member for 6 months. Shout out to you, Bobby Ice.
You have to give a capital for him.
Well, yeah, you would, because here was what the trade rumor was that they said, or possibility, was Washington trades 3 number ones and a second, or 3 number ones and a third to the Texans, and the Texans trade Deshaun Watson to Seattle, and Seattle trades him to Washington.
That makes no sense.
I was like, well, why don't you just go ahead and just go to Seattle? But I guess because Seattle's looking for a quarterback. But here's what's crazy. I want you guys to look at this here, okay? Right here. Let me see if I can blow it up a little more, because this shit here was this is like earth shattering. This is crazy. This past year, Russell Wilson, right? Russell Wilson had 400 attempts, right? Completed 64.8% of his passes. Had 3,113 yards. Had 25 TDs. Averaged, 6 interceptions. And averaged 7.8 yards per pass completion, right? What would you say about that? Would you say?
Hall of Famer?
Well, no. I mean, that was last year. That's a down year. I mean, you look at the year before, he had over 1,000 yards more, right? He had 15 more touchdowns, right? He
about that year.
Yeah, no, I mean he was balling out the year before, right? So you look at that and say, well, in 2020, that's like playoffs and Super Bowl kind of numbers, right? I mean, you say 313 yards. That ain't a whole lot, right? But would you believe if you took his rookie year? Check this out. This is gonna. Are you ready? Are you ready to have your mind blown? His rookie year, when they went 11-5, okay? They threw for 300. He threw 393 passes, right? This year he threw for 400. His rookie year, he had 64.1% completion percentage. This year he had 64.8. That year, this is where I just went, holy shit. He threw for 118 yards. This year he threw for only 5 yards less. He had 26 touchdowns that year to 25 this year. Interceptions, he did have more. He had 10 versus 6 this year. But check this out. His yard average was 7.9 his rookie year and 7.8 this year. His numbers this year are exactly as they were his rookie season. Mind you, he did miss a couple of games. But 6-8 this year, 11-5 that year. So if you threw the same numbers and you won 5 games less, how does that compute? Well, how did they win 5 more games that year and he threw the same amount this year? The exact same number. And it even gets crazier, because if you take the next year, he only threw 7 more passes the next year than he did this year. His completion percentage was 1.5% less. His yardage, he only threw for 200 yards more. His touchdowns, only 1 more. Right? Everything was basically the same for his first year, his second year, and this past year. But they went 11-5 his rookie year, and they went 13-3 his second year and won the Super Bowl. right? This year with the same numbers, they're 6-8. David Wiley, what's up, David?
All of it.
So the difference here was those first couple of years, he had beast mode, and he also had the Legion of Boom, which was number 1 in the NFL. So Nick Caps, Nick. All those that say all you need is Russell Wilson, as long as he's bringing the Legion of Boom with him. As long as you're bringing the Legion of Boom with him. Because when you start looking at his career, his first 3 years with 2 Super Bowls, he never threw over 3,500 yards.
So won 2 Super Bowls, but that's another story.
He only had 26 touchdowns on the season. Now, it's always so funny to me because when I tell people that Dak Prescott's numbers, his rookie, first 3 years, and Russell Wilson's are actually better than his, and they'll say he's a garbage-ass quarterback, right? But they have the same numbers. But Russell Wilson had the best football the best defensive football. How can people not see that? Because you can look back and say, okay, 26 touchdowns, that's pedestrian. That's like Carson Wentz. But he's had years with like 34, 35, 40 touchdowns, and they're not doing shit. Why? Because it's more than just the goddamn quarterback, people. It's more than the quarterback. I don't know how else to say it. Because everybody's like, oh, man, we just get Russell Wilson, man. We're going to He's not going to the Super Bowl, and he's Russell Wilson. Right?
He only went to the Super Bowl twice in his career. And Sean won both of them.
Yeah, well, but he was the one that ended up throwing the interception.
Yeah, because they didn't want beast mode to get
Because
MVP.
why? Because they didn't believe in the running game. Oh, okay.
I was they didn't want beast mode to get the MVP. Oh.
Brad Harris, can we get Jerry Jones sitting up? You know what? I wish we could.
Part of leadership is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed.
William, you're okay.
Everybody involved. For me,
all right.
it's a reminder.
I'm gonna, you want your mind blown again?
And
you guys want your mind blown again? I gotta look. I gotta look it up real quick because I come up with theories and people say you're an idiot. You're stealing. You steal content, man. You steal content from other people. Okay, come on.
So I have that perspective.
All right. I have been saying. Remember when we used to hear that Dak Prescott needs all these pieces in place to work, right? That's what they always said. You need a receiver. You need the running game and Zeke Elliott to run. You need you do.
Oh, you need an offensive line. I'll give them that.
I will, and I will say that this offense needs all of the above. I can look at Tony Romo and say, you know what? 2007, Marion Barber was a beast, and we had I don't know why I can't forgetting his name, but he had the twin brother. But we had like 1,800-yard rushing attack that year. Okay? That year was great. The next couple of years, not so much. And those were lean years until DeMarco Murray. 1,800 yards, Tony Romo, it was with his numbers like 3,500, passing yards and all that, right? And it was the catch, no catch, right? We lose Tony Romo. 2015 is ass. We get Dak, numbers like Russell Wilson. We had a rushing attack.
Oh, Julius Jones. That's who it was.
Julius Jones. Thank you.
I knew it was a Jones.
Look.
I knew it was a Jones.
Look, my man, maybe I need to smoke some weed because I'd have a better memory. My man, I love weed. He's got better memory than I do. Okay, so check this out. I started thinking because, see, I come up with theories. Okay? See, I'm very cerebral, even though I can't say the word. I think a lot. All right. Dallas Cowboys. Let's go to the numbers.
I see them numbers.
Because this is another one of those things that blew my mind. I mean, and it's not hard to blow my mind now. It's really not hard to. All right. So, Dak Prescott, Troy Aikman. Is there any comparison to them? I mean, Dak Prescott needs a running game, right? He's not a Hall of Famer like Troy Aikman, right? Right? He's not a Hall of Famer.
Troy Aikman won 3 Super Bowls.
He did. But you know what?
I don't think it was because
But
of him.
let me go back to my original theory.
Defense was actually good.
Yeah. Okay, but forget about not just about the defense. Right now, we're talking about this offense. This offense is predicated on being able to run the football. And here's the thing about this offense. It's the same offense basically that we're running right now. That I swear that you have to have everything together running for it to work. And it doesn't matter if you're Dak Prescott. It does not matter if you are Tony Romo, and it definitely doesn't matter if you are Troy Aikman. You will get the same results. If Troy Aikman doesn't have everything perfect, they don't win. Am I stupid? Are you saying I'm crazy? I know what you're going to say. In 1993, we won the Super Bowl, man, back to back. What are you talking about, Mark? It's like, are you on crack?
That's one of the Super Bowl.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
But check this out.
Because it had the Royals.
This team, this Dallas Cowboys team with this garbage-ass offense that we are still running today has to have everything perfect. Because I'm going to educate you. Because I want you to listen carefully now. Listen carefully. Because check out what happened with the Dallas Cowboys in that season. Okay? In that season, you'll remember we did not have what to start out the season with for 2 games because Jerry Jones.
Oh, Emmitt Smith.
I
remember.
Do you know what happened? I know you were just a little baby.
No, he held out. I remember.
This is not this. Let's see.
No, I remember. I remember when
he held out.
I remember you talking about that years ago.
I get the wrong page. Hold it.
He did held out for a couple of games.
So
can't do that anymore in this day and age without having to surrender some money to NFL.
All right, I'm sorry. I apologize. I should have had this. But check this out. Okay. As we go to the box scores. With my theory. This is my theory, y'all. Okay? All right? My theory is when the Dallas Cowboys can't run the football, this offense won't go. It doesn't matter if you're Dak Prescott. It does not matter if you're Tony Romo. It does not matter even if you're Troy Aikman because the first 2 games of the season, we did not have Zeke Elliott. I'm sorry. Well, we didn't have Zeke because Zeke would have been he wouldn't even been in diapers. We did not have Emmitt Smith. And what happened in that game was our first one was a loss to the Washington football team and a loss to the Buffalo Bills. But wait, because you acted now.
We beat them in the Super Bowl.
But because you acted now, because look, here's the thing. Let's see. Let's pull on over here a little further. We ended up rushing that first game 91 yards, under 100, lost the game. Okay? Played the second game against the Buffalo Bills. We did get over 100 yards, 103, but not real great. We lost the game. But wait, there's more. If you go down to the other games that we lost, one other one against the Cardinals, we only rushed for 48 yards. We lost. 3 of the losses for the Super Bowl champion team were 3 games that we could not rush for 100 yards. In fact, I remember, and some of you guys that are old like me, because see, when you get old, there's certain things that just stick in your head. There's certain things that stick in your head. And I remember the Cowboys, they used to always say that when the Cowboys rush for 100 yards with Emmitt Smith, they win. When they don't, they lose. And see, we've got the stigma with Dak Prescott that, if they can't run the football, they're not going to win. But it's funny because everybody used to say that about the Cowboys back then. If you don't rush for 100 yards, you're not going to win. And this is this offense. Am I crazy? Oh, I know. I know what the Dak Prescott haters are going to say. Man, you just coming up with bullshit to defend Dak Prescott. But no, listen. We now have Troy Aikman, Hall of Famer. When the Cowboys couldn't run the football, They lost. Even years that they won the Super Bowl. We had Tony Romo. The years that he was getting the crap beat out of him and things, we could not run the football. The 2 years we had really good teams and a shot that should have gone all the way, but coaching let us down, we could run the football with it. So here's the bottom line. If we're going to keep the same offense, we must find out how to run the football again. We must fix the offensive line. That's the only way it works. I remember Derek Lassick. Yeah. Can we just stop making excuses for the man? Things are not always going to be perfect around you. But see, okay, but William Burley. Okay. You're missing the point of the whole picture here. It's not about Dak. It's about the offense. See, here's the thing. This offense is designed to be able to run the football. When you can run the football, it opens up everything else. The second part is it's slow developing, which means your quarterback has to be protected. Okay? See, there's a difference between, if you take the San Francisco 49ers of the 80s and 90s, they realized Joe Montana did not have the big arm, and they didn't have a big offensive line that could open up holes. So what they did was they made it a quick striking offense. We're going to get the ball in the quarterback's hand quickly because that negates the pass rush. And instead of trying to pound the ball between the tackles because your offensive linemen can't pound the rock, I mean, they can't open those holes, they zone blocked. And what they did was they used the short passing game as like long handoffs, which gave guys like Roger Craig the ball in space where they could make the plays. If you go back through and you look at some of Jerry Rice's biggest touchdowns, it wasn't that he was doing a streak, 80 yards down the field. More times than not, he's doing like a slant route, catching the ball in stride and making a play to the house. And what I'm trying to tell you is the fatal flaw with this offense. It's this offense, guys. Alexander, I've watched the Kurt Warner thing. And another part of this is the design gets to be vanilla. Everybody knows what you're going to do. There is no aha surprise moment in here. It's not a great offense anymore. It's one that literally needs to be retired. The only time this offense has won Super Bowls was when everything was perfect. Cowboys had the greatest offensive line that they've ever had, the Great Wall of Dallas, which opened up holes for the Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith, which made life easy for Troy Aikman, who only had to throw over 20 touchdowns one season. One season. That's it. And had playmakers all around and a great defense. I don't understand how people can't see the difference there. Gina C. What's up? Damn, Gina.
Now, let me ask you.
Go ahead, ask me a question.
I look at the schedule back in the day. How come you have time?
Say what?
I'm looking at the schedule right now because I was just curious. Because I know the Cardinals play in our division.
I don't remember that.
I'm looking at the schedule. I didn't know that.
I must have been hit in the head because I don't remember that one either.
I was just curious.
Thomas Garrett, boom.
Cena G.
Exactly. Everybody knows knows it. They know it. We don't do enough motion. We don't do enough disguising what we're doing. Basically, the way the Cowboys offense used to be was we're running it right down your throat. And we dare, look, we're right here. Emmitt Smith's coming right here, and we dare you to stop it. And we had players that were so far away better than the guys on the other side of the field that we could do that. And we continue to try and live in the glory hole days.
I think that's a part of leadership, is to have some of the guys that have gone before that have been disappointed to share it with everybody.
Oh,
involved.
Kramer.
For me, it's a reminder.
Can't forget about. Yeah, we used to have a fullback there too with Daryl Moose Johnson.
It is a reminder. I've been here when it was Glory Hole days, and I've been here when it
you
was.
still got
and
to
so
make at
having
least
said
one
that,
move. Yeah, you still have to make at least
I want
one
me some
move.
glory hole.
But the problem is you got to make 2 or 3 in the backfield the way
I
the
have that
offensive line was this year.
Right.
The offensive line was horrendous. I'm sorry. The offensive line this past year was terrible. We must fix it. If we're going to keep the same offense, we got to fix the offensive line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah,
and quite frankly, you know what? It right now, we all know whose ass is in the sling right now. Mike McCarthy.
of course,
Mike McCarthy his ass is truly in the
They
sling.
need to change whatever they're doing in the offense to put his scheme in there, and I think we'll have more success.
The thing for me is I'm mystified because the Cowboys hired Mike McCarthy. And when you hire somebody, you hire them because they have a certain set of skills.
Well, he hired a lot of his guys, and you see what happened with
See-
Mike Nolan. Mike Nolan.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking for ransom, I
get
can
no
tell
money.
you I don't have money. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
So, if you hire Mike McCarthy, shouldn't he be putting his philosophy on the game?
Yeah, but Jerry Jones also likes a yes man.
But no, he's a West Coast guy.
Yeah, but that's not what he was
He
hired to
is
do.
he is a West Coast offense guy. Why is Mike McCarthy, a guy who at least has a ring,
in our house
deferring to Kellen Moore's offense?
because he's a yes man. He's a Jason Garrett 2.0. That's what Jerry Jones likes.
Patrick
He likes a yes man.
Thompson, you could be wrong. What could you be wrong about, buddy? He's a former Nets, though. Okay.
Oh, they're talking about some other stuff in the chat, basketball or whatever.
He got bought. What are we talking? He got bought out.
We're talking about James Harden being
Oh.
traded to the 76ers. Who cares?
I'll hunt down you ever take my AB. Okay. Mike McCarthy is a liability because he's allowing Kellen Moore. That's what I still don't understand. And I'm curious if Mike McCarthy, who knows that there's Dan Quinn and Sean Payton definitely waiting in the wings for you to fail. I'm sure that he is like waiting for the sword to stick me in the
You
back.
have that sound bite?
Which one?
The Mike McCarthy sound bite?
Which one is
The one
that?
that we saw on the on TV.
Oh, you mean the video?
Yeah, this the sound bite. This
What?
the sound bite. He already knows that he's coming for his job.
Yeah. You mean this one?
Yeah.
MVP, the Walter Payton Man of the Year. Oh, God, that reminds me. I wanted to give a shout out to my friend Sean Payton, who retired from the Saints after 16 years of coaching. Let's give it up for Sean Payton. Did a great job there. Sean will now return to his true passion, finding a way to take Mike McCarthy's job. L, Greg, is this supposed to be music playing right now?
Ooh, I don't know about that joke, Eli. I mean, look.
Yeah. You mean that one?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Kellen Moore, William Buckley, Jerry Jones wants Kellen Moore to call the plays. It's not Mike McCarthy's decision. But here's what doesn't make sense. Because you're blasted. Okay. You blasted Amari Cooper and the play calling, but you want Kellen Moore to call the plays, the guy who was fucking up the play calling. And then we got Mike McCarthy who doesn't know, listen, you think that he was using this clock for clock management. You would think that he was using this clock for clock management. That he is that antiquated on it.
He has no clock.
Oh, basketball talk. Okay, I was like, I'm confused.
That's basketball.
I don't know how many times Troy Aikman threw 250 yards for a game. Very few. But now, truth in advertising, that was a different game back then, except for Dan Marino and Jim Kelly, with the K gun and Dan Marino throwing the ball like crazy. Do we get a real coach with all this foolishness? Sugar Daddy? I don't think so.
Unless we get Sean Payton.
But again, Sean Payton is it's Mike McCarthy. It's Mike McCarthy.
I was never. sold.
Wait, hold it.
Never.
Hold on. But here's this again. This is another one. I mean, we're just blowing your minds today. Let's look at the stats because, quite frankly, if you dog Aaron Rodgers for getting to the NFC Championship game and not getting in, then you have to dog Sean Payton because they keep knocking on the door. And look at this. Let's see. Is that?
Well, Sean Payton won.
That's not Sean. Okay.
Sean Payton won the Super Bowl after Katrina.
Yeah, he did.
And we all know why, because their owner was about to get up and leave.
Let's
town.
see if we can get it.
So,
Sean Payton.
And the NFL would have lost a lot of money if he got up and left.
Let's see.
So, but
Where's his record at? Where's his records? Okay, here we go. Look at this. 2014, 7-9. 2015, 7-9. 2016, 7-9. 3 years of 7-9 in a row. We had 1 year 6-10 with Mike McCarthy, and we go 12-5, and everybody wants to, kill Mike McCarthy. How would we do if we went 7-9 for 3 years?
They want to kill him because the offense took regress when our defense went through the roof compared to the year before.
Okay. All right, how about this?
I get that.
This is a 16-game season. They went 11-5. They won their division, and they lost, first game. One and done. Lost to Minnesota. The next year, 13-3, and they were 1-1. 1 win, 1 loss at 13-3. Didn't make the Super Bowl. The next year, 13-3, 1 and done. The next year, 12-4, 1 win, 1 loss. Sean Payton ain't getting to the Super Bowl. He ain't been since 2008?
Yeah, since around Katrina, right after Katrina.
So you could look and say, you had some loaded teams. He didn't get there. I'm not saying that he's not a better coach than Mike McCarthy.
They were tons of play calling his lot better.
You had 4 seasons, 11 plus, and could not win more than 1 playoff game. Kramer Malone, what's up? Shout out to you. So, in my mind, Sean Payton, here's exactly why Sean Payton left. This is not rocket science. He saw the writing on the wall. There's $75 million over the cap. $75 million over the cap. They don't have a quarterback. Jameis Winston is actually a free agent.
Yeah,
he
got injured.
He knows that they're going to have to gut the roster and start all over. So he's figuring, I'm going to leave now before we go through some more of those 7-9 seasons. While I'm still a hot commodity, I can go into the booth and make a whole bunch of money, and then I can, if I want to, I can pick out wherever I want to go.
Maybe Dallas, maybe.
If I come back to New Orleans this year, knowing that I don't have a quarterback, now you are in a weak division. Let's be clear here.
Yeah, because
hold on. Let's be clear here. That division may be the worst division in football next season.
I know we're not playing them this year.
You got Carolina, who they don't have a quarterback. They got Sam Darnold, and I don't know if they're going to even think about Cam or not.
I think Cam Newton's a free agent.
Okay, right, but they may end up having to re-sign him.
As of right now.
Jason, sure, we can do that. That's no problem. Just email me, cowboysmark94@gmail.com. But, Atlanta is ass, and Matty Ice, he's thawed out.
He needs to retire.
Right? Tampa Bay now, you got the fallout of Tom Brady and their coach and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we know that Tom Brady's not going to unretire to go back after he's done burned the bridges.
And there was rumor, too, that him and his wife going to get divorced if he did stop playing football.
Right. So
that's just a rumor.
So, Tampa Bay's not going to be that good.
Yeah, because Gronk left, too.
But New Orleans, they're going to have to get rid of some people. They've already gotten rid of one of their cornerbacks. I think this is where I think DeMario could be one of those guys. See, here's my fix for the team. Okay.
Is Dan Quinn going to go after him though?
Well, but he's not. But okay. Well, the bigger question is, would DeMario want to come play for Jerry Jones? I don't know.
If he might, but
as he says, I'm an independent contractor. I get a 1099. This is my job, and when I sign the contract, I'm gonna give it else. Okay, I agree with you, William. He needs Amari, and I think they should restructure his deal. This whole thing of signing Michael Gallup is a priority. I hope it's a priority if they can sign him at the right price. But if we're saying we're going to sign him because we're going to rely on him on week 1, then you're stupid.
I think they're doing that just to
hopefully baffle everybody with bullshit.
Yeah, so they don't really know what we're doing.
If it's me, and I am just a fool who pretends that he knows what he's talking about here on YouTube. If it's me, I'm looking, as Stephen Jones says, for value. If I look and say D-Law, and people say DeMarcus Lawrence he's a good run stopper, he's does the dirty work and things like that. Okay, I'm going to say the same thing I've always said. We need to invest in the run stopper in the middle, the one technique, the guy that nobody gives a rat's ass about. But if you look at every team that was successful this year, they had 2 things: a great tight end and a run stopper and a great defensive front. And I'm looking at that $27 million that D-Law makes, because I feel like if we got rid of D-Law, we can replace him with Micah Parsons. But I don't replace him with Micah Parsons unless I can make sure that I put the beef in the middle. Because if I put the beef in the middle, that means Micah Parsons is not going to get the crap beat out of him. So I'm taking that $27 million that I'm saving, and I'm looking at one of these great linebackers that will probably be cut. Bobby Wagner, coming off 170 tackles this year. He's not as good as he was, back in the Super Bowl days. But he got his money. He may want to rekindle with Dan Quinn. And for those that will say he's old and washed up, do you see an improvement from Bobby Wagner over Van Der Esch? You see a difference there? Because I'm saying even old Bobby Wagner is a hell of an upgrade over the Wolf Hunter. I do that. I still got me about $20 million and change left to go. What? You got some news?
The Panthers are thinking about Kirk Cousins.
That's possible. Because, again, Kirk Cousins, look,
somebody.
Y'all talking about Dak Prescott and his $160 million contract. Kirk freaking Cousins has made $140 million off of the damn Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins, $140 million. Nobody says shit about that. Nobody says shit about how much. That dude has almost made $200 million in his career. Okay? And he got 1 playoff win on the road, Mike Rizzo. I can see why they call him Mad Dog. He looked like it's like, man, you need to take that dog out and shoot it. He's got rabies. He's foaming at the mouth. He looks sick. Just get rid of him. But Kirk Cousins, and this is what's kind of funny. It's a musical quarterback shuffle. It's just everybody goes crazy. Breaking news from Mark Jr. No, that's Mike. He ain't no junior. He's his own man.
I almost was a junior.
How were you almost a junior?
My mom wouldn't let you give me your name.
What do you mean she wouldn't let me? What do you mean she wouldn't let me? Train Ruber is blowing up.
They just inquired.
He's not a hold on. He's not a free agent. He's still under contract.
Yeah, but they just acquired. Here's
the problem.
They acquired. They didn't trade.
Here's the problem for teams. They say that this year. Okay, I'm not the draft expert. I'll be the first to tell you I'm not. That's DMV. We're going to be having DMV and stuff on here on a regular things. But listen. But Allen, they're in deep water with him. What have they done with him? They were better off before they got him. But and see, you got to understand. Here's the thing: the new philosophy to me, the way you actually build a team now, it's the reverse of the way it used to be. It used to be we got to get the quarterback. So people go crazy, hog wild. Let's spend 3 number ones for Carson Wentz, right? The way you actually need to build a team now is you build the team first. Then you go out there and you get another quarterback that comes in. You saw Tampa Bay do that. Tampa Bay had a great defense before Tom Brady got there. Tom Brady came there and he brought some of his friends. They win a Super Bowl. You see the Rams. They ended up building a team. They had the receivers. They had the defense. They went out. They got Matthew Stafford. Put him on their boat. Instead of taking all those draft capital and trying to move up. Because look at Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns, since they became the Browns again in 1999, have spent 6 number 1 picks.
They only won 1 playoff game.
6 number 1 picks on quarterbacks.
Since they became the new Browns.
And not only that, they also signed a shitload. I was counting. I want to say that it was 31 different starting quarterbacks that the Browns have had. So if you are the Carolina Panthers and you say, well, let's go get Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, they ain't got shit around it. What are you going to put around Kirk Cousins? There's nothing there to go around him.
You're better off staying with the Vikings.
You're just going to be but the problem is he's a boatload of money. And
that's why they drafted a quarterback, I think, last year. I think they did draft a quarterback last year because they knew about the draft capital.
Here's the thing. As everybody keeps talking about, Dak Prescott, $40 million a year.
He's not getting paid $40 million.
Well, here's the thing. It's not what you get paid a year. It's what the cap hit is a year. That's what people don't seem to understand.
$40 million.
Dak Prescott's contract, true, is $160 million. True, it averages $40 million. But here's the thing about it. They put triggers in there in voidable years. His cap number last year, even though it says he's making $40 million, was only $17 million. They've already got his contract restructured. He's only going to be $18 million this year. Okay? So if you take $17 million and $18 million and put them together, you know what you get?
Less money than Kirk Cousins?
Well, $35 million is what you actually get.
Less money than Kirk Cousins.
$35 million is the exact amount that the Eagles paid Carson Wentz to get the fuck out. Get out of here, Kirk Cousins, and take this $35 million cap hit.
Coming to Washington.
And they're going to be taking a $15 million cap hit to get rid of him from the Colts. So over 2 years, $50 million will be spent in dead money on Carson Wentz.
Hey, but the Eagles benefited from that because they got those picks.
So that's...
They got picks.
Now the actual number, let me see.
They had to pay for those picks, but they got picks. A number 1 and a number 3 for them.
Now, here's what you have to look at, though. Here, this one is actually a little bit different. So, this is cap numbers. Let me show you guys, because this is one of those things, again, blow your mind. Green Bay, right now, Aaron Rodgers' cap number is $51 million. $51 million. Matty Ice, 49. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's their. Oh, I'm sorry. That's all their quarterbacks. That's not, but still. Let's see where we get down to. Where's the Cowboys on here? Cowboys. We're at $37 million. That's actually not what I wanted. What I wanted to get was actually the cap hit. Let's see if this is. Of course, I can't find it now. See, that's the actual numbers. Let me try one more thing. Over there, quarterbacks 2022. Here it is. Okay, this is it. This is it.
Over the cap.
Okay, now take a look at this. Getting all the flower stuff. Okay, Matty Ice, $48 million. Do you think that they're going to keep him at $48 million? Hell no, they're not going to. They're going to either restructure it or they're going to tell him to kick rocks.
Kick rocks.
Aaron Rodgers' cap number, 46.6. Kirk freaking Cousins' cap number is $45 million. Okay, so they're going to be taking a big cap hit. See, I want y'all to understand that. Those Dak haters, I want you to understand that Kirk Cousins' cap number is $45 million now.
Oh, it's Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson is $40.4.
Play last season.
Ryan Tannehill, okay, $38 million. Russell Wilson, $37. Pat Mahomes, $35. Dak is at $34, but they restructure it to go ahead and get $16 million out of it. So you take the 16 from that, that gives you 18.4 is actually what the compensation will be for this year, which will be less than Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Jimmy G, Lamar Jackson, Matthew Stafford, Tom Brady, who's retired, Derek Carr, Sam Darnold, and we'll be down there below Baker Mayfield, what we're paying our quarterback. So I don't want to hear this stuff that
quarterbacks too.
Well, I don't want to hear the stuff that we paying him $40 million. No, okay. Technically, you are, but the only thing that matters is this cap. Is the cap. Because how much are you spending? Because we're spending the same amount of money as a cap hit for Zeke and Dak Prescott. Brady going to the 49ers if that happens. Instead of getting rid of Butler, then y'all should have gotten rid of Simmons.
Tom Brady's retired.
Gina C., who does not love weed? Y'all just having all. Y'all ain't nobody listening to me tonight. Ain't nobody listening to me. Don't feed the trolls, folks. You ain't lying about that one. Sound like, so what? If I'm Minnesota, I roll with Cousins and let the contract play out. Only the Cowboys are dumb enough to double down on mediocre prospects on garbage contracts.
Oh, please.
Okay. Cousins is the enemy, not Dak Prescott.
Of course he
But we
is.
need Jimmy.
Cousins is not that good of a quarterback.
Who cares about Dak haters? I bet Simmons salty about that. Okay. Yeah, okay. I don't know how we got basketball in here, but okay. It must be because we, okay. I just don't know. Anyway. Did I clarify anything tonight, or was it just a whole bunch of around the circle, around the way? So the big question is, some people thought, regardless, thank you, Gina. Gina, I appreciate you. I've never done weed. I'm listening to you, Mark. Appreciate it, James. Gina C., come to Hawaii, smoke all you want.
Hey, the oils are good, though.
The Timberwolves?
No, I'm talking about like the oils that they make from the weed plant.
Oh, the oils.
The oils that you take.
Okay.
I said those are really good. I never smoked a day in my life.
I don't smoke. It's makes me paranoid. Ooh, Gina, I don't know if I'd want to see you paranoid. Would you want to see her paranoid? No, you definitely don't want. Ooh. We're here, Mark. Got some side chat going. Okay, I'm listening. Mark, the offense would be good if we would run the West. That's what I'm saying. Jason Renfro. Shout out to Jason.
Dak Prescott probably. Money out, all of it.
I swear, it's just like everybody knows what the Cowboys are going to do.
Yeah, because run the same.
So surprise somebody. Do something different.
Ain't gonna be Kellen Moore surprising anybody. I still like to know that one play.
Well, you know, the funny thing is there's revisionist history because a lot of people, Kirk Cousins is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. Kirk Cousins is 1-8 versus Dak Prescott.
And he had to go to Minnesota to beat Dak Prescott.
And had to go to Minnesota to get that win. Cousins sucks. What's team's going to rip? He's going to rip off next. Well, but here's the problem. They say there's no quarterback going to be taken in the top 10 because they all stink. They do. So there's no NFL starters ready in the draft. There's one Deshaun Watson. He'll probably get traded. There's Russell Wilson. I don't think anybody's going to trade for him or we're going to be able to. I don't know that giving up 3 number ones for either is the answer.
No, because I think Russell Wilson towards
You got Jimmy Garoppolo. You got Carson Wentz. You got Jameis Winston. And maybe you can trade for Kirk Cousins.
Everybody but Kirk Cousins is what Washington's looking at them.
Any suggestions on what would look nice outside for me? Anything that you can think of. I can make all kinds of signs or whatever else. That ain't good, yeah. First 3 rounds, offensive lineman. Yeah, and there's a lot of tight ends. There's a lot of edge rushers. There's a lot of offensive linemen.
And we need some of the offensive line.
The one person that was mentioned as a possible franchise tag would be Dalton Schultz.
Yeah, I heard that one.
And that would be $11 million. I don't think so. I don't think that they're going to franchise tag anybody. Just don't see it. I need some smoke and laugh out loud. All right, Mike, you ready to do a drawing? Yeah. We're gonna do. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make a bunch more of the Tom Landry pieces.
We can make those. We got the template on the computer.
And so we're gonna give away another one, and then come Friday, we will give away a butcher block. That's a big giveaway. Would like something different if we got rid of Kellen Moore. Amen on that one. I sniffed my own farts? Really? What the hell kind of name is that?
Oh, that troll.
Dalton can't block. You're right. 100%. And that's what I'm saying. You need a blocking tight end who can also catch. Kathy Stands. Again. Kathy's won twice. Because I'm still waiting for Kathy to email me. Kathy, email me. Kathy, where are you? Joking killer, it's all good, bro. All right. Are we about done? You got anything to add tonight, Mike? Not tonight? Well, it's a slow night. Just let me hold you. Oh, I'm sorry. Kellen Moore needs to call better plays, better run plays.
He's terrible with the run. Well,
now they can get a better tight end. Butcher Block Friday. Philip Vance, Mark, I believe that this year Mike McCarthy will be all over everything because he knows his. I hope so.
I hope they change that.
Believe me, I'm praying that he will.
Yeah, because I'm not feeling it.
Making baby. What? Oh, my God. I heard Aisha Robinson. What's up, Aisha Robinson? Oh, no. That's not the right one. That was for Aisha. That's for you, Aisha. Appreciate it. I heard the strangest thing today from the Olympics. Shout out to Sugar Daddy, being a member for 6 months. Cross-country skier, they said that they shortened the race because it was so cold. How cold was it? I think a Finnish skier said that his junk literally froze. Solid. During the race. He said it was the most painful thing that he has ever felt in his life. But I have a question. It brings questions to mind here. Okay? If your junk gets frozen and you get hit in the jewels, does it hurt more? Or does it hurt when they thaw out?
You have to ask my man.
I hope he didn't get hit in them too while they were frozen, because it might crack like ice. Okay, but that was just, I was like, I wonder. What if anybody? Look, Gina's like, ew, he's got balls. It'll shatter. I'm just curious. I'm just wondering what happens. I didn't know that. I didn't either. But they wear those thin suits because they're they're constantly running. You heard about that too? I was like, ooh. I was like, damn, that's some serious shit there. That's funny. They need to get cup warmers. You know what? They need to do something, man. Minus 30 degrees. So yeah, I would have. But the thing is, he kept going though.
What's that, adrenaline?
Adrenaline my ass.
You want to get that gold medal.
Okay.
That's what's more
Mark,
important.
keep it PG.
I think it was more important.
Oh, come. Listen, we all grown up in here, man. Praying for that fella. I mean, well, I guess that's kind of like when they put your sperm on ice, you know, for future use. He eliminated the middleman on that one. He froze his shit up. Okay. All right, we're losing it here. We need football season. It's 5.5 months away. No. It's 5.5 months away. Damn. Okay. All right. Anyway, we've had some fun here tonight. Let me say shout out to all of the new followers on my my cooking and tailgating with Jobu, where we're doing the keto diet. Tomorrow will be, today was 4 weeks. 4 weeks. I've lost 14 pounds doing my keto diet. I'm hoping that I can lose 16 more and get to 240. Shout out to all the wonderful ladies that come in there. You know, we're kind of a group together of not just ladies, because I know Vicious Germs up in there. I know Sugar Daddy's up in there and everything else. But we helping each other out. And I didn't do a cooking video tonight because I didn't cook shit. I ended up having some old salad that I ate from that was in the fridge and all that. But anyway, I appreciate all y'all. And hopefully we can get this shit together. One other thing, too, we did something without Mike. Mike wasn't here. We ended up doing a Sunday afternoon live stream.
I saw bits and pieces of it yesterday.
Okay. Well, we did a Sunday afternoon live stream, and that was fun because we did it as a Zoom call. And so we're going to probably try and make that a regular Sunday thing. So if you're a channel member, you get to be on the Zoom link, and we live stream it, and we talk about what else, the Cowboys. So it's time to get your shot glass ready so we can roll up out of here. Arlie Greens.
Take the money out! All of it!
Arlie Greens has got a rack coming to him. Shout out to all you great people out there. And again, the number is right here, okay? Kirk Cousins has 1 year left on his deal and $45 million. And basically the Vikings are saying, no, we're going to roll with Kirk Cousins for one more year. So there's that. $45 million for Kirk freaking Cousins. And Ray Anthony, you told me make sure I read your post. Mark, I love your point about letting Mike McCarthy call the plays over Moore. No one's interested in Kellen Moore besides us. You are 100% right on that one. And you're right.
That's Jerry Jones.
You're right. But with that being said, let me say thank you to everybody that's been in here. Shout out to all the wonderful ladies. Shout out to the Super Chats. Shout out to all the channel members. And we are going to roll up out of here. Good night to you, Gina. Gina, I got your boy. I got your boy. I got your boy. I got my boy here. At least for a little bit. I will see. What you looking at me like that for? I know what you going to do.
Hey, she likes the cabinet, though.
I hope she likes the cabinet.
We're waiting on the picture, but she likes the cabinet.
I'm just like, I didn't even see a picture of the cabinet or anything like that. But I know what you about to do. You about to get up in there, get on the phone with your girl, like you.
Get ready for bed.
Oh, okay.
Be up early tomorrow.
All right. Well, we're going to roll up out of here. I appreciate y'all. And Alexander, by Wednesday, it'll be in the mail headed to you, buddy.
The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow and next year starts the same old thing.